Hello and welcome to the View from IMF video series 2021. I'm Joy McKnight, editor of The Banker, and with me is Tim Adams, who is president and CEO of the Institute of International Finance. Thanks so much for joining me, Tim.
It's a pleasure. I'm a big fan of The Banker. Thank you for having me.
Environmental and social governance, or ESG criteria, and sustainable finance will definitely be a hot topic at the annual meetings, but also at the IIF conference that runs alongside them. I know that for the first time since the launch of the EY and IIF Bank Risk Management Survey began over a decade ago, climate change now tops the list of the long-term risks for banks. What has driven this to the top of the bank's agendas?
Thanks, Joy, and thanks for the question. Climate and ESG is certainly at the top of our list, and it's amazing the acceleration with which this topic achieved its banner. Our EY survey, as you noted, has been around for a decade. We survey 88 institutions across 33 countries, and climate used to be down around number 19 or 20 in terms of priorities. It's now the top priority for almost 90% of those chief risk officers surveyed. And for half of them, it's the most urgent item for the next 12 months. So a huge acceleration in its importance across the sector and across multiple geographies.
Excellent. And then recently, the Taskforce on Scaling Voluntary Carbon Markets has outlined steps to create a scaled, high-integrity voluntary market for trading of carbon credits. Could you go into detail about what that entails?
Sure, Joy. We are so excited with the launch of the governance structure for the TSVCM. We've been working on this for about 16 months. We think there's a huge market, some estimates 50 billion. I think it's actually probably 10x that. Look, for the world to meet our mid-century targets of being net zero, we need to cut carbon emissions by 50% between now and 2030. Many firms around the world are rapidly putting in place their reduction strategies. But for those that can't meet it as quickly as they'd like, or for really hard to abate sectors like cement or steel or aluminum, we think offsets are a huge opportunity. They've been around for many years. We think we're going to accelerate in terms of size, scale, and quality with our new governance structure and a whole new approach.
Great. And then what historically have been the challenges to establishing credibility in voluntary carbon markets?
Sure. As I noted, we've seen about 30 years worth of history, and there have been a lot of ebbs and flows. It's a highly fragmented market. It's constrained by a lack of standardization. There have been some quality issues over time. We think by focusing first and foremost on high integrity credits that are verifiable, high quality projects, that we can bring and crowd more capital in. And then with standardization, we'll see scale. So with scale, uniting fragmented markets and high quality credits, we think this market's really going to take off and be an important part of a broader solution in terms of carbon emissions and achieving our global goals.
Excellent. And then there's been a lot of debate on and there's been calls for a global plan for carbon prices. What is your view on that? And do you think such a plan will achieve the desired results?
Sure. Yeah, it's a hot topic. I've been for carbon pricing for a long time. I think we need prices in order for markets to function. And I believe that there are market solutions in order to achieve our Paris Accord and soon to be COP26 targets. But in the absence of prices, we have to back into it through cap and trade kinds of systems. The industry in general has been supportive of a carbon price. Multiple industries have been supportive. So the business community would like to move forward. We think a price is the right way to do it. Public sector is a bit reluctant. Voters are a bit reluctant. Hopefully we'll get there and we'll get there quickly.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your insights, Tim.
Thank you, Joy. It's a pleasure being with you.